Now, from the studios of Into Tomorrow in Miami, this is ITTV.
Hello, tech fans, and welcome to this week's ITTV Into Tomorrow TV update. I'm your host with the most, Dave Graveline. It's CES Rewind this week on our radio show, Into Tomorrow. Meantime, Rob Almanza will be along shortly to show us some of his reports from the CES show floor from back in January. Things you haven't seen yet. But first, here's our favorite tech history guy, Chris.
Thanks. This week in 1876, Alexander Graham Bell sent the first clear telephone message into a nearby room to his assistant, Mr. Watson. "Mr. Watson, come here, I want you," were the first words spoken into the invention that Bell had created. In 1923, Dr. Lee DeForest demonstrated his putting sound on motion picture film. One of the pioneers of radio in the early 1900s, DeForest came up with a snappy name for his invention. He called it phonofilm. Today, we call it a soundtrack. In 1891, Almond Stroger, an undertaker in Topeka, Kansas, patented the Stroger switch, a device which led to the automation of telephone circuit switching. This was after he got the idea that telephone operators were routing his customers' calls to his competition. That's our look back at This Week in Tech History.
Okay. Thanks, Chris. Oh, and by the way, in honor of the telephone, go ahead and pick it up and ask me. The AskDave hotline's open for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you have any questions about consumer electronics, maybe you want to know the latest in tech, well, be sure and call the AskDave hotline. It's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're standing by, even right now, for your call. Dial 1-800-899-INTO. It's toll-free from anywhere in North America, 1-800-899-4686. Stay tuned to our weekly radio show to hear your call. Rob joins us now with a cool set of electronic drums that emulate different percussion elements. Take it away, Rob.
I have Vince here from SYNESTHESIA who's going to give you a quick demo of their cool emulator drum.
It's the mandala drum. It's an electronic drum that knows where you're hitting it as well as how hard. That's what sets it off. And here's the pad right here. It's got our membrane switch technology under the surface and our software over here, which has a software instrument library of over 100 instruments. So this example right here, we've got a drum kit set up from the middle to the edge of the pad, so I can play away. So basically the membrane switch is picking up what you're playing, where you're hitting the drum, translating it into a signal through the USB cable right to your computer and then out of the computer to the speakers. And if you don't want to be percussive about it, you can switch over. And here's another drum. Playing vibraphones.
Awesome. And how easy is the setup once you get the unit?
It's as simple as out of the box, plugging it into the USB cable just like a printer, and then either putting your headphones into your computer or into a set of speakers and taking out the drumsticks, dragging and dropping the software and going to preset number 1, and you can choose up to 100 presets and playing away. It's that simple.
And this is available right now?
It's available right now at mandaladrum.com, and it's selling for $349. Pad, the USB cable, the drumsticks, and the virtual brain software.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us, Vince. It's a pleasure.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Rob. For more info on any of the products we cover, be sure and join us on the web at GRAVELINE.com, or if you prefer, IntoTomorrow.com. We'll be in Orlando, Florida next week as we broadcast from the Electronic House Expo, or EHX. It's all about the connected home. So be sure to tune in and find out how to pimp your house with the latest gadgets and gizmos for your nest. We thank you for joining us Into Tomorrow, and we'll look for you next week right here. Stay tuned.